Second service, Madia Nina Baswo Destiny Temple, 333 Ramford Road, Forest Gate, London E7 8AA. Na Hackney branch, I have to the Miracle Center. I want to Kwasia Dabia Asiam, we are 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Ewo St. Matthias Boys Club, 101 Dostin Lane, London E8 1NH. Ebe Akwaba Supermarket. Na first Friday of every month, all night service. And no Baswo Emmanuel Church, Ramford Road, London E7 8AA. Upasawne Apostle Dr. Kofiana Kasa, friend was 079-8537-8303. And now Pastor Richard Afre 077-3828-2084. Bra, Benny Destiny Apostolic Church International UK Sum. Nabanya
This is the place for the consistent music you've grown accustomed to. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. This is your location for maximum music. The best hit music. Every time you turn us on. Every time you turn us on, there's another hit song coming on.
www.hotdigitalonline.com www.hotdigitalonline.com www.hotdigitalonline.com.
This is the place for the consistent music you've grown accustomed to. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. This is your location for maximum music. The best hit music. Every time you turn us on. Every time you turn us on, there's another hit song coming
London,
on.
are you ready? Pan-African Art Society presents Ghana at 66 Concert UK. This is happening live on Saturday, the 18th of March. The venue.
Empire mi se meja Yehowa na makoso onyame fufuru biara Yehowa titi nyankopone mini mi fie die besum Yehowa Yehowa titi nyankopone mini mi fie video Yehowa titi nyankopone mini mi fie die besu empare mi se meja Yehowa na makoso onyame fufuru biara Yehowa titi nyankopone mini mi fie die besum Yehowa Yehowa titi nyankopone mini mi fie die besum Yehowa titi nyankopone mini mi fie die besum Yehowa mini mi fie die besu isa wona wo bosru ne ya sasi wona wo hu miku onipemu nana ansano nipa beye okrati asefu ye besu wo wona wo bosru ne ya sasi benyame wona wo hu miku onipemu ansano nipa beye.
Good afternoon, wonderful people. I believe each and everyone is doing so very well. Another moment, another day, another hour, another minute. Normally, Fridays, but and then minute time with Abena solicitors, legal hour. Yeah, the Eba so integrating us soon. Me pacho, me live on Facebook, which is Hot Digital Online. You can share the program for people to watch as well. Ultra me on YouTube, which is hotdigital.co.uk. You can also share. My name is Maame Danquah Asante, MDA. My name lawyer Amy Nawa. Lawyer Amy, can you say hello to your fans? Na Yanko.
Okay, good afternoon, Michia. It's here for more TMA this afternoon. And here betwaso with our legal hour. Into me hope say munya mubeti na the interesting topics be a bebwaya.
Yo, Medasoloemi, have you got any updates for us before we start?
Updates, would be in regards to EU settlements.
Okay.
And not really an update, but just to speak about it briefly.
Okay.
The EU settlements, there are many applications that have been refused in the past year or so. Even recently, I'm going to out some figures, but I would say 131 EU settlement applications have been refused.
Yeah.
Me refuse it for a number of reasons. But the metimi I can say whatever be the reason, so I'm refuse here. There is a way you bet me a challenge you. One, of course, if you're not on right of appeal, say you're in country, say obia, you refusal, work room her, you bet me appeal your amount. So a EU family permit, EU settlement family permit decision. Papa, it's not the best decision. Nah, and no, say appeal due. Now, the substance in such appeals, the substance in fresh applications, would depend on grounds. If it's appeals, it will depend on your grounds of appeal. I say, come back for a fresh application, and you feel so on a point of law, the Home Office or the entry clearance officer has not made the right decision. Again, it's the substance, submissions, not the better. MDA and this afternoon, they may kind of say, whatever be the reason or more refusal under the EU settlement scheme, may catch a tiff for say, Behuying, what Abinel solicitors, because Abinel solicitors, the Emrano, any or more or mumra, I have friend a guidance, na ye juma, into your started say, ye prepare case, ye started say, ye prepare appeal. It's nothing but success. MDA. And ultimately, that is what we are looking for. Into Mumfraying where your office telephone, so Mumfraying or office mobile, so you book your appointment for refusal decision, but bra, you bet me ashe na yet me ayeni amount.
Lawyer Amy Namuten and Kandada Sabina solicitors. So Omudi Jumebia timely intervention, excellent results. Nyomuyebia a success in Gugobia Samunio into whatever you are going through. If you've been refused, baby back up Dada Sabina solicitors, Mumbrambe Homo, Lawyer Amy Patobetimi or office number not to Jana Yako.
All right, into betimi afraid or your office line. So your office line is 0203 026 0090. Open so afraid your office mobile so afraid was 078 24 705 353.
That's a lawyer, me. And Yama Bebre, and Yababo Bosso, Yabaka, a dime once some more. That is possessions, your writer, your Tifu as tenants. And then Yama Bebre, say, you're starting on Wednesday, and we are going to continue today. Inti Ubabo Bosso, my not after questions, now, but Ushaying will. But Mr. ATF say, if you've got any questions to ask about solicitors, not that we are talking about housing, into a question, beer, you can't ask. Me patrol, Ubetimi, Afre, liners, so either on Skype, and a normal line and a mobile ubetimi afre WhatsApp ubetimi afre no questions we are one we be lawyer Amy me pacho yankwe yakasa for possessions won adien and a worker.
All right, thank you so much. I think over 2-3 weeks ago you're starting with housing. As you know, at Abinel Solicitors they specialize in immigration, family and housing. And talking about housing, we started off with possession. Actually, we started with social housing. Social housing, and which is council house, council flat. How to come about getting that? We then moved on to possession.
Yeah.
Which of course links in with eviction. Okay. On Wednesday, no, we cover the basis in which landlord Mika said, Dino.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Lawyer Mike ne ulu lawyer Mike ne ulu kura.
Yo, me pacho mate me da say. Lawyer pacho the no so very high, you sure? Until I don't know what is happening. At a high papa. Lawyer kasabi me ntie.
All right. Until na eneno me pese ye twaso from where ye jano on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday no ye kan hunsem concerning say okay. Say landlord say ni dino or penadie back. What steps do they have to take? Say possession of Sadino.
Okay.
We went through the basis. If we go through it briefly, I can say it has to be a section 21 notice. Notice no I say 8 weeks, which is 2 months. That's the general one.
Yeah.
Of course, in certain instances, notice to me is shorter. But in general, 8 weeks, okay, which is 2 months.
Okay.
Yes, I can say the deposit has to be returned to the tenant.
Okay.
Because the deposit has to be returned, and no, say, sika udi to asie, udi to rent deposit scheme, no.
Yeah.
Saska no either say udi bema in full. Or if there is some sort of disrepair in the property caused by the tenant, why I was say property in Kwadia, say deducted, and then they give that back to you. See, these are the very important factors. Almost I say with the gas, there's something called a gas safety certificate. You have to make sure say the house is is worthy of being lived in. So me kasa utumi tonight daimu problem hazards bia emba ho. Almost gas safety certificate it has to be served. Who serve with section 21 notice. You can say section 21 notice before so over serve crown, not the deposit has to be returned. Okay. There's certain things that have to be done first. And it has to be in prescribed form. And yes, unipakrona aba catch us, pacho to me dine, it has to be in writing. They have to put that in writing and serve you accordingly. So that is what we've been talking about in the last week. But going forward, in every situation, we need to look at what could possibly happen. A bit near say, possession case, a court is now in court. On my date, say, Dina landlord no say all general. You say Bra court on the 20th of March. Bra court on the 1st of April. Ebe DSM no. Now judge, your friend impartial judge. Your friend impartial because only advantage, only landlord in so any advantage. Okay. Or what say and then it will be decided accordingly. Okay. Into there are 2 factors to possession for assured tenancies. I will say discretionary grounds. Discretionary grounds. Let's start off with discretionary grounds. Discretionary grounds, they say, judge now or team landlord ne wa asem no. Obetin umienu asem and we'll see which one is reasonable, which decision ebe reasonable for case ninya. And what decision will not go against any sort of public policies into so against landlord now or against tenant now. These are very, very important points we really need to understand. There are factors that have to be taken into account. Let's say, for example, or genidine possession, or genidine because the rent has not been paid, right? Some of the discretionary factors are say whether the tenant has had the opportunity to remedy the breach. Say a kind of that is brofomo, but a kind of shimua. It say tenancy agreement now one share on whole rent no. What me at say sasikano utimi nya sika etria. What have you done? Again steps now what take it I said rent no going forward no utimi tria. These are very, very important factors. Omunko kase unejuma no oye unemployed no right? It is not true. There's no income. There's no way. Say,
so when it means that when you're unemployed, they are now case, you know. Can you still like mubetimi akasamonya when the person maybe not Simon no ye juma? Along the line, the Juma say, Bibinti ye na onya juma bibinti. Onya juma ugusu pe juma. Omubeti me to nefe in the month.
You see, MDA, that's a very, very good question. We all know, say, under the tenancy agreements, you've agreed, it's legally binding. Say, no, more about agreement. Say, every month, landlord no budget £1,000. Into sabafe na rent. No, what is happening? You are breaching the conditions of your tenancy agreement. Oh, boom, Russell. Right? However, no, if you are saying you are unemployed, what are you doing to rectify that unemployment? Do you have savings that can be used to pay the rent arrears? Do you have a prospective employer? Oh, employer be a what tum say what you etna ne juma mu say okay this week we start juma na court no etumi who say when your contract of employment unyan start here but locate say nyama besisi so ye amma by virtue of the fact say when you're a brand new contract of employment. If you put these factors forward, Uber Abinal solicitors are now you are in that situation. We will be able to help you put those factors forward to prove. Say going forward, no, utimitria rent no. Maybe not worry. Worry will partner afe. Step in and say on one of better rent no. Until we are providing the pay slips, the bank statements, any letters from employer. It says sikadie ye betria sikana ye demoka ye sa betria rent no. So these are the factors. Almost solve the problem no. And you say ye kasa bebre no. The problem needs to be solved. Remember say your tenants no ye too no. You have your rights no. As a landlord no so. Ononso has only rights. Kai say ononso say ononso timi tria the bills or timi tria the mortgage. Into mubeshren in a discretionary way. What is reasonable? So mumie no amuti ho mumie no nyejuma. Umbetu. You know umbetu mo every.
As long as you are not working.
As long as you are not working. Ebi umbeti mi ama some short time. Be boa but eventually no. How is the rent going to be paid? And this one said, Judge, no one. It is reasonable, say, or best supporting landlord, no? Because it's like.
Is there a fixed time? Like, your fixed time, be say, we've got 6 months. 6 months, if you don't pay, you are moving out. Or 3 months, almost fixed time, be and the fact that you are not working, you have a few weeks to be out.
Yes. It is at the discretion of the court. But remember, say, pese obehame landlord no nini expenses no on ja money yes so many weeks because obehame landlord no nso ni kotokum into ohwemu mienu ohwe se ebia mo be homeless or share landlord no nso into ebia in the middle no obeba to a middle pointer obeka say okay a few maybe 2 months 3 months to get it sorted before the eviction will take place. Not once what to me say homelessness I Uber claiming I'm a counselor Maudaya. That is also a way forward. Into there's a way. And wherever you are listening, what's that situation? Kai pa say Abinal solicitors, you bet me with your housing needs in respect to the legal standpoint. You bet me give us a call, book an appointment and come and see us.
Abinal solicitors na mote omunkana nti se wo fie wo cancel me ebi am free but na lady be cancel me do number kama na lady be cancel say if you wo mu holy key enyama bebre koso or catch a landlord no landlord ne be ya the next minute na asam. It's like omo tete nkofo fie nim they are going through so much. And anuntina Abinal solicitors is here to support you nti ebi no matter what you are going through found your lawyer or landlord na found also too yam shisho me maybe find him mini baby and all this stuff. Abinal solicitors is ready to support you. Obama America can't not lawyer just say court in about 3 months. Within 3 months it 2 days for you to move out. And lucky you unya juma na a choice be a man to be say now between each other. Are they going to can you work towards it? Say, even though your mom is 3 months, but 3 months me pay juma menya be. I come 2 days, 3 days, menya juma. Can something be done about it?
You can apply if an eviction order has been granted. You can apply to the court to stay eviction. Ubetimi apply to stay the eviction.
Abena mo betimi aboa
Oh
sa
yes,
jumedin.
betimi aboa.
Yo. Eno na abena aka no. Nti ya ma obi amenta ho na nsu e ma obi pinko 200 ne ahe abena ebe support o ama bibi akoye. Lo yemi yento aso.
But say say if you've gone for the eviction hearing, and judgment, no, the court order says you are to be evicted by a certain date based on the evidence that Udiba first, no, 2 days to the eviction will be very difficult because let's think about it, MDA.
Okay.
Ebiana will rent arrears be brave.
Yeah.
Although say when you're Jumano, is it practical? Say the rent arrears will be paid, and on top of that, your rent going forward to will be paid. You see, that is why say a back court when they are going for possession, a back court, that if the circumstances there are such that you can prove that Utmitriano. It is at that point you should be putting in your submissions.
Okay.
It is at that point you should be making the attempt to make sure you stay within the property. It is at that point if you have a disability, a medical condition, or minor children, you should be putting in your submissions.
Okay.
But you see, NDA, this is where we come in. This is where every step of the way, you want to give us a call. We'll make sure say we case is prepared, up to scratch. That's a court power. A mobile case very successful.
Nti lo yemi peso cha sentile fie na wanka sa nyi so we de menyo mo be ko we de me se na wanka so wo chocho nyama na bibi. There are certain things you cannot do by yourself. You need a lawyer to help you. That is Abinel solicitors. And to be pacho who go through anything that me pacho any Abinel solicitor. Abinel obi bisa se mujumedi amudi anything housing anything.
Housing, immigration law, and family law. So these are our free areas of practice. In any aspect of these practice areas, me pacho not wafraying where your office line. So abuki appointment. I can give you the office line for you to call immediately.
Okay.
Na yatimi
before I wash office line, na maybe sa question if number no maybe so. And Wednesday obi bisa bibi or say you can be bisa say a due time our person would to non landlord wo where you want to hold your friend is saying usika want to hold and odeba man wo ahwenye maybe akoso ofie ho wo hu say carpet ahye wo hu say we are say wo hu say painting no ho nyina aye basa na usika won nche. Let's say the money is 5,000 pounds yan kan sa oba e bia carpet minumi enim say ekoya it will be like e bia 800,000 also no say ana omoji. Do you need to get someone yourself, or if you run ankasa na be no na yi calculate bi akasa no, this is what the money is up to and I'm taking it out of your the money you have with me.
I think this is why a very important says who rented dying a free either an estate agent or a landlord who be called dying no more. What should I say? Mama be your friend inventory. In our inventory, we check all of the aspects of the whole, the what consists of the property. Check walls, no carpets, no the railing. Check gas cooker, no. Just to see, say you take to see that everything is in working and good condition. Ansana wajawo ho ako now what's name. But if only inventory, how can you then defend the fact say there's a hole in the carpet or there's a burn somewhere in the carpet or the refrigerator is broken? Won't you mean defend it because it's your word against the person's word? So it's very important to be strict in that regard. Make sure say inventory document. I actually say this is what is within the property and this is the condition in which I met it. So please. Let's look at it, and then when I'm going out, best stress our inventory. If it's of the same standard now, then technically I should get my deposit back.
Yeah.
And they say, Misika.
Yeah.
But if say I deteriorated due to the tenant's own recklessness or negligence now, then they have every right to go for part of your deposit.
Wow. And to be patch utu akwatino be film and patch very important. It's a nyeme wo fi ho nyana no. Obehwe say in order because if you are over no na carpet na shedada. But because you just want to move into the house, you don't even look at anything. Until a drew time now to knock at us with Sikano, yet here, we need to be a cabasa inventory no or not say Bibia or so, and you wait to me and then Akasa. Lawyer me uncle.
Yes, please. All right. So moving on from these points, if we look at some of the discretionary factors that are considered in favor of the landlord, say Ebani say, or alternative accommodation. Oh, baby, betna. The fact say no is not the be all end all for you. I know say homelessness no and you are not going to be homeless. Oh, baby, betna aside from baby the rented accommodation. A be wo hokra or one dying. But by virtue say ebi a dine work room into or the high and what rented accommodation said if the court are able to find that sa accommodation you know or alternative other alternative accommodation you can move into they will look to see whether say a very practical say instead of say the landlord's house so let's remember, say, a discretion, reasonableness. Let me say it in this regard, MD. The courts are fair. It's about fairness, equality, just. Into just who say, yes, landlord, oh baby, for fraught now. Into add day, na say, the property no more, once the judge is aware of these points, say who baby for crowd this is when they will try and make the order in favor of the landlord. Okay. That's one of the points. One of the points also to discretionary possession is rent arrears. You see, we've spoken about this for a few weeks. Rent arrears a a problem Oji Sika every single month, but yet still rent no own person betria. Ebi awode Sika yet so many different things, but your rent no own tria. Pile it up every month. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and it's too much. It's too much for the landlord. To me, Abba say, "Omo use it, omo discretion." What is reasonable? Omusha will seek your household income. Wone we yere and now we yere ne wukun. Omusha will seek mojima kama. Adena abana say more rent arrears. What is going on? You know, landlord Nasha say, is it fair? Say, despite the fact say you've missed 5 months rent and you are gainfully employed, but still but as arrears no. Is it fair? Say wo set nemu. Me aba say uses our reasonableness no. Discretion no because landlord say or sofa. Two people are working. Sometimes crying cry wo feeling so omu ye ejuma. Inti aden na abane say wontumi ntua. Kai say MD yen kai bibio. Kai say woni ejuma na wo settlement wo krom ha or you have access to public funds na and now we a Britisher ejuma omuyi wedia obetimi apply for universal credit. Okay. So the question where you know the rent arrears come in is the judge will be wondering, okay, who say onye ejuma? I didn't want to me apply for universal credit. Wow, I'm a rent. And I said, so would you universal credit and not on the scan show on someone? I didn't ask and what's I did. Like I said, would you rent? No, but still, all of these factors, they will use the courts will use their discretion in deciding whether say a dino or and and I can assure you, say if you are unemployed and you have the ability to apply for universal credit, if you don't, judge no baby sao because whilst you don't apply no na landlord no no
so when you make that application at least they bet me cover will bills maybe but so to won yeshe won ka bibia won won adwuma let me find out because you have been dealing with people like that enti ono a onko ye universal credit ono so a onchia what are you thinking about the landlord?
You're not thinking about the landlord at all. Won't drain a home back until or no
the landlord as much as Loemi walk my
yes
landlord no he needs to pay.
Yes, we also act for the landlord as well.
Yeah,
it's just a tenant once but we also can act for the landlord as well. Say ban say wo take ni dime also want to mean mortgage or yes or no landlord which is the mortgage. Mortgage company or man is scarce on try dine cano or no so bet me a Jeffrey and Sam into a say you realize say the judge will not just look at you and your children, he will also look to the landlord to see whether in the foreseeable future who to meet your rent and that's what they will be looking for.
And as I say, so whatever you are doing with this landlord, say every cry you need the home and maybe why here. Remember, so you are also going to move into another property. They are going to have a look. All these things you are doing, a kadahana ujani, a kadahana ujani, a kadahana ujani. Wherever estate agents we have a corner dear dao, it's just like the DBS. And to Oko no so angel, Oko angel, who's only ready so Benis can be. It is as much as Abinal solicitors air Kumayan, Mr. Ramo, San Wakat and be the power, so you can also wait me a landlord for into a patrol Lion Patrol Mammy for calling the call. The patrol bet me as a free lawyer uncle.
Right. You see, what they are saying is that even with rent arrears, you may have social landlords. Can I say landlords and yet private to pay? Dino council and the Mao and our housing association, no Mao Dino. Almost their steps are a set almost taking social landlords, they have steps they have to take before pursuing possession. It's answer no move about abekase patro me dino from adie mameno. They have to take certain steps. I'm talking about landlords who, like the local authority, housing association landlords, or the local authority, for example. They said the landlord should be aware, I said landlord, or to me, the financial circumstances and vulnerability of the tenant. It is a financial circumstances that whether said we are the breadwinner, we are Bemana, who are fee, who now, who is sickening Yanaba, and I say, wife, a year Jumaka crack on home, and I say, wife, near breadwinner, also yet with Jumaka crack, whether say you are employed or self employed, they have to take this into account with financial circumstances. So do not think, said, Unya Usika, would sit down with baby fufro, and now would ye be fufro now. Ansana on my yes decision no. So make sure say with financial circumstances no, if you are in the position to pay your arrears, just make an agreement with the landlord, which is the local authority, or maybe a housing association. Make an agreement with them. Before say possession no, for rent arrears, they will try before say because our judge no they will try say kasa say na do not ignore them and kasa mean so because say they minister but we go so yejuma so how say uniska so we need to bear this in mind, and they look at your vulnerability. And if they refuse to look at vulnerability, which is things like disability, maybe some underlying health condition, maybe or cancer, maybe so or a mental health disability, it could be anything. But I say almost factors no answer possession about. And today too, they have a right. They have that obligation. So will be beer, will seek asem, will fear asem, more health. And sana they go for possession. So they give you enough chances before say be court MDA. Who say you've breached or you've and you are not
Let an background now to baby. We won't even to me. We won't even to
now
me.
why your agreement? Okay, make sure £200 extra a month.
Yeah.
Every month, no 200 no. And but rent pay for £500 a month, never. But 200 arrears no. Why you wondering say won't you? All of these things no will be taken into account. So you will have enough opportunity to sort yourself out. Sometimes, MDA, sometimes on your possession order, on your eviction order, abroad, any notice whatsoever.
Can they really do that?
But Kai said, Kai dear, make marker over the week says, a sister, Behuying, what I've been now solicited.
I've been now.
Na intimate wow. Na we help fight on your on your side at your corner to help say the decision no be favorable among your family. So these are some of the things. There's so much more. There's so many other things they look at for discretionary possession. They look at other charges to the property. They look at so many different things. Your children, so many different grounds. I think there's 11 grounds. I almost share. Ansana obetimi about to that the judge betimi about to sa conclusion in a possession hearing. Inti pacho behuyen ebe every step of the way to make sure say wasem bede.
Abinel solicitors and Motin and Kano Chase. Yakas also obi ye juma no onimnia wo betimi aya. Then yana mekase nyamene buenipa. Nanso with Abinel solicitors, they know what they are doing. Very intelligent. Omo ye juma mawa. Me say timely intervention. Excellent results. Nyomu ye nyina e the success neba. We are no from MDA medasi. Abinel before we di we ni bebe we me say time aso. Obi bisa say so Watena Council mo for a very long time. How long next Watena Council dai mo ansa na wetimi atose bia Watena mo e bia say 10 years, Watena mo 15 years, Watena mo 20 years as I say oto a dine or person dine. Can she herself go say ebia matena have for this particular time into the person tour and I say ebia on train ma omonfa let am brand say ebia watena ha chena who right to say ubeye here ubetimi so ube time no nti say e ade becha ke beja na Wednesday no what the answer no
I think say what I'll do is on Wednesday because we ran out of time on Wednesday we'll touch on that
question.
The right to buy once our local authority accommodation.
Thank you. That's my beautiful lawyer. Thank you so very much, lawyer me. Nyami Inshapa. Thank you for the t-shirt too. Won't say them wife ever. Thank you. Madam live on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so very much. This is Abinel Solicitors. Me patrol me for last number etuja na fe fambrere. What number? All
right. Inti ubetimi afra your office line no so. Your office line is 0203 026 0090. Ubetimi afra your office mobile so 078 24 705 353. Ubetimi says frey on our 24-hour line. And no 079 43 235 364.
Me that's it, lawyer me, unyame inshawo ai. Into me da munya na se wo ha wona senju me dia beba so se me pacha mo ma me be 15 minutes. Ai, beba so se 15 minutes here the best so. Thank you all so much.
Okratia sefu ye besumo dada unyamie una ye besu